9 races at Happy Valley on a Wednesday night off the back of a really good weekend racing at Sha-Tin with the feature race. They're going to Beauty Joy. Looks like a real star in the making. Hopefully we'll uncover a few at Happy Valley as well at our midweek programme. And Andrew Lejeune even. Good to have Paul Lally and Mark McNamara in the studio as well. Mark, what are we looking forward to on Wednesday night?
It's a really open programme, Andrew, so I guess all eyes are on the trainers and jockeys premiership because there is unlikely going to be too many short-priced favourites, because as you look closer to each and every race, you can make more and more chances throughout them.
Yeah, so Frankie Law leads John Size by 2. Joe's got 6 lead on Zach Paul. Outside of that, what are we looking at? New starters, jackpots, anything to talk about?
Yeah, just one new starter, a horse called Blue Stitch. He's racing, but other than that, everything's pretty exposed. We've seen a lot of these horses before. There's a couple coming to Happy Valley for the first time, but have trialled well there before. So we'll keep an eye on those, especially later in the card.
All right, so yeah, 3 Class 3s throughout the course of the night. We're up to meeting number 76 of the campaign as well. We're on the C+3 course. Of course, there's 88 throughout the total season, so we're getting towards the end now. So we're going to be looking at 2 of the Class 3s, which are race 6 and the final event, race number 9 as well. Probably should have pointed out as well, as far as jockeys are concerned, Matthew Chadwick, Blake Shin and Lyle Hewitson are out through suspension. So the lineup for race number 6, headed by Prime Minister, who won 2 starts back, then ran stone last time out. Over the 1650, Red Majesty's got speed from barrier number 7. Packing Awards, a 2-time winner this season. Escape Route won last time out at Sha-Tin, that was 1400 metres. Get down to Nearly Fine, another horse that won 2 starts back, then just 3rd as favourite over 1800 metres last time. Ready Player One filled 4th behind My Ecstatic, and Oscar Glory just out of the money behind Dragon Fortune last time as well. 10 go to post for race at number 6. We start off as we always do with the speed map. Mark saying it should be solid in the early stages here, good, but who are the runners to look out for, particularly towards the front of the pack?
You've got Oscar Glory, Andrew, in the Anomaly. He goes back to the 1650 this week from a 1400 metre appearance at Sha-Tin. Red Majesty likes to get himself handy to the pace as well, so you'd expect those 3, Paul, to be up on the speed with Oscar Glory, you think, leading. Ready Player One's on a 7-day backup, and on that he's going to land in the spot that he did last Wednesday night.
Yeah, it looks that way, doesn't it? I just thought with the Oscar Glory, the lighter weight, I thought he just might be the one that wants to press on with it. So that's why I thought he might be just ahead of Red Majesty. He did take a sit last week as well, Red Majesty. Escape Route drawn awkwardly, so he might have to go all the way to the back.
OK, so we'll look out for me. He comes out of barrier number 9. Caris Teeton will be in the saddle there. All right, we've got a couple of key races to have a look at, but as we're focusing on Escape Route, we'll hear from his jockey as well, and that is Caris Teeton out at Trackworks, speaking with Nick.
Caris, Escape Route produced the goods last time out, but under different sort of circumstances than we're used to.
Yeah, I think, of course, he do appreciate the track was a little bit wet last time, because the time before he ran a very good race on it, and last time, of course, it worked okay for him because we were drawn outside, we took him back, and the whole day the horse was coming towards the outside, so made us got a whole run toward the outside, and he won a very nice race, I must say. So I think going forward he's improving.
It's interesting you say that, I mean, because his form in the UK wasn't so bad. He goes up in trip as well. What's your take on the extra distance?
I think it will be okay for him. He's actually a very quiet horse. He's very nice and relaxed in the race, so I think Happy Valley, if he could get some speed into the race and where he's comfortable, I think he should finish off his race strongly.
He has had a few goes around here. Now, I know you've only ridden him just the once. Is your impression of him that maybe he has got his head in front, he might just be able to bring that form to the Valley?
Well, right, last time he won pretty easy, and he went past them like they were standing still. So that's a good sign already if a horse can make up the ground so quick. So, like I said, I think he's a horse that's got a bit of rating in hand still. So looking forward to seeing him run in the Valley now.
And I guess you'll be doing a bit of a rain dance between now and Wednesday night if the softer ground did make such a difference.
Yeah, that would be nice. But you know, the Valley is always a little bit more squishy than Sha-Tin. So if we just have this humidity around, it keeps the track nice and moist. So I think it will suit him anyway.
He doesn't have to worry too much about the humidity. It's very hot at the moment, and then get some heavy showers as well. But that's Escape Route. He is 0 from 4 at Happy Valley, though. So let's have a look at a couple of others, Mark. And we'll start off with Red Majesty, who's far from that. He's got an excellent record here, course and distance. 7 times he's won over the 1650.
And the speed map, Andrew, has him in a good spot from barrier number 7 if he can get over. There he is on the inside. He ends up running second here behind Loyal Baby. And he kicked on very strongly in the straight here, Paul. Zach Purton aboard this week, 7 rides on the horse, or 6 rides on the horse for 4 wins, a second and a third. So the 1650 doesn't suit enough. The jockey certainly does.
No, exactly. And look, he's got the gate speed to get himself into a nice position as well. So that's why I think he'll be either outside the lead or behind if Oscar Glory wants to go on with it.
Okay. Next one, we've got Sankey, who is a 2-time course and distance winner. Ready Player One's had better days, but Nearly Fine, I suppose, Paul, is the main interest here.
Yeah, it was a good run, I thought, from Nearly Fine, and that was backed up from a win last time. So this was on the yielding track. He did win on a good track. I think he'll probably get something similar on a good track on Wednesday night, looking at the forecast. And look, he stayed on nicely enough here. It was a good enough run from him, so he's one of the main players for me.
That was 1,800 metres as well. He's back to the 1650 where he is proven, and he's drawn barrier 2, which we're about to see with the barrier stats on the C+3 course. Gates 1 and 2 over the 1650 have such a big advantage, winning 12 from 72. So best draw for Nearly Fine, apart from being the outside of Prime Minister. He draws barrier 1, so he's got a bit in his favour as well.
Yeah, not impossible to win from anywhere else, but the horse has drawn barrier 1. Incidentally enough, is Prime Minister, who we'll come to in a second. We'll have a look at Oscar Glory and the Anomaly first, though, Mark.
Got Oscar Glory in the top 3. He ran 5th behind Dragon Fortune. Again, he goes back to the 1650. He's had 3 goes at the trip. He has placed, and he ran a 5th behind Leap of Faith at his last go at the distance. This is Shah 10. The Anomaly worries me over 1650 and 1800 metres, Paul. He's now had 5 goes at it for just the 1 minor prize, and his win at Shah 10 was 1400 metres. So even with his early pace, happy to risk him this week.
Yeah, I agree. And Oscar Glory, I've got as well on a minor line. Now, he is on a rating of 61, so that he's got a good weight. Comes in with light weight, but he is getting towards that class drop as well.
OK, we'll go to the trials now, have a look at Prime Minister Paul up at Chung Fa. Now, he's drawn barrier 1, but you don't think he's necessarily going to use that gate to try and be prominent on speed?
No, because look, they went on speed last start and it just didn't work. And Derek Long actually said in the stewards report that he recommends the connections they run him back. The time they did run him back the start before, he did win. And you can see he came from the back here, and I thought it was a nice quiet trial for him as well. He hit the line strongly. He's got barrier 1, so he's going to get an economical run. That's one thing for sure. And at 12 to 1 at the currently, I thought he might be a bit of value, this Prime Minister.
And Naboo Baby trialled at Shah 10 Tuesday morning. He trialled okay. It was a very slow trial around Mr Valiant, but he's come back down from Chung Fa and sort of franked that trial for him if there is such a thing. Yeah,
absolutely there is. All right. Well, Escape Route's favourite at this stage, Paul, but Prime Minister sounds like the one for you? Yeah,
from barrier number 1 there. I think he'll get 3 or 4 back on the inside. So I'm going to make him the each-way play here, especially at, 13 and 3.5. Let's see if that price holds up. Nearly Fine, he's in there for second. It was a good run, coming back to a good track, hopefully on Wednesday night. Packing Award, another one that's run well on both good and yielding tracks. But look, from his draw, I think he will get slightly back as well. And then if they do go slow, then I think Oscar Glory, the one from in front with the lightweight, he can stay on best of those top 3 speedsters, 1, 7, 3 and 10.
Like Nearly Fine, back to the 1650, a distance that he won over 2 starts ago. Joe Marira and Casper Founds, he ran 3rd over the 1800 up in grade. So he's only placed once in class 3, but from barrier 2 on the C+3, he more than gets his opportunity in this. Red Majesty, you know what you'll get from him. That's an honest run. Oscar Glory, as Paul said, if he gets an easy lead, he'll be there with the lightweight for a long way. And Packing Award to round out the top 4. Bit disappointing behind Loyal Baby. He didn't make too much ground, but he was going well in the 3 starts prior with 2 wins and a placing. 7, 2, 10 and 3.
4 and 7, the queue for me. I'll go with Escape Route there. I think if he gets back, hopefully he's got the turn of foot to get over the top of them late. That's race number 6. Up next for us, we'll be looking at the final event, which is another Class 3 over the 1650, plus all the best bets. That's still to come. Hong Kong Racing heads to Happy Valley on Wednesday night for a 9-race programme. About to look at the 9th. We've already looked at race number 6. If you want to see each and every race, you'll find it on the website under the audio video section, hkjc.com. So Class 3 again over the 1650. Maldives heads the field. So unlucky last time out. He's been very consistent this season, though, without winning. 6 minor placings for his 9 starts. Crossford's a 2-time winner. They've been at Shah 10. On point, his 3 wins have all come at Shah 10 as well over the 1400 metres. Through Gift of Lifeline, it was a good third to Mike Static. 8 last time out. The Hulk, who was behind Escape Route last time. Nimble Nimbus comes up in class for a very impressive, almost 5 lengths last time, course and distance. Win-Win Fighter up in class as well. Smoothies and Doctor winning close to a class drop. He might find himself a little bit happier down in grades. His 2 wins have been in a lower class. We start off, though, again with the speed map here, Mark, for the last. Good tempo we're suggesting again in the early stages. Nimble Nimbus maybe out in front.
Yeah, coming up in grade, Andrew, as you said, after he demolished them by 5 lengths in that race on the 11th of May. On Point's going to follow him. He goes to the 1650 for the first time. We've got Viva Hunter, he's up outside the leader. Win-Win Fighters, another last start winner. He's coming up in grade also. We go back through the field. Crossford's down on the rail from the good draw. Doctor winning on a 7-day backup, Paul. Viva Hunter, though, he's outside the speed, but gee, made a miss at the start last time.
Yeah, he was at the back last time, wasn't he, after he hopped up after the start. But look, he's been pretty reliable before that, so that's why he should go forward as he normally does. Smoothies, now they rode him a place forward last time and that didn't work, so I think they'll probably go back a bit with him.
OK, it looks like from that most people find their spot in the early stages. We've got a little bit to get through here as far as replays are concerned. We'll start off though with Zach Purton. He'll be jumping on board On Point.
Zach On Point will make his Happy Valley debut on Wednesday night. He's a very consistent horse, isn't he?
Yeah, he has been. He continues to turn up and run well. The valley might suit him, the shorter straight. He tends to accelerate and show a turn of foot and then quickly hits a wall and flattens out. So it could help him, and he doesn't always change his leg either, and Happy Valley is a great track at getting them to do that. You know, they really have to learn how to do all the little things right to get around there properly. So if anything, he's going to learn something from the experience anyway. He's
had a couple of goes around there in trials. I mean, I think his first trial you rode him, and he actually ran, I think, 5th or 4th behind a certain Romantic Warrior, so that's aged quite well.
Yeah, I remember that trial clearly because he wanted to hang in quite badly around the corner and all but took a couple of witches' hats out, and then was a bit one-paced in the straight, obviously, because he was looking for a little bit further and wasn't ready at the time. A lot of Frankies go to their first trials well underdone, so he's come a long way since then. And he's been around the track, so he knows it to a certain degree, but it's going to be different in a race.
Do you think the extra trip's going to suit him as well? He is up to 1650 now.
I can't see it being a problem. You know, he's got good speed, he put himself on pace, and then he's just got to try and kick off the bend, and hopefully he can change that leg and continue a strong run to the line.
And just on sort of the way he does race, I mean, the ground last time was obviously on the easier side, as it has been for a few meetings recently. Was that a help or a hindrance to him in your mind?
Oh, I can't say it was a hindrance, but he didn't love it, but he got through it.
I mean, his form obviously is very good. Obviously, Galaxy Witness, the horse that beat him last time, we know he's pretty handy. So, I mean, he does come here with solid form claims.
He does. He's just got to turn up in the same shape that he has been. And not only is he a consistent horse, but Frankie continues to turn his runners out in consistent fashion as well. So, you know, I'm sure he's going to run well and hopefully he's going to be there.
Well, if he gets down to the fence, it might help him. Witches' hats as well, for anyone who grew up in my part of the world, traffic cones. Yep. But we almost saw that there on the trial. He's trained, Mark, by Frankie Law, who still leads the Trainers' Championship. He's got a 2-win lead over John Size at the moment. Just the 4 runners, though, on Wednesday night.
There are 4 runners that are all a chance. So Andrew Oscar Glory with an easy run can figure. Gorgeous Vitality, so good last time. Lucky Archangel Paul is a horse that's been good to you in the past. And On Point has had another trial at Happy Valley since the one we saw, and he actually trialled quite well around the valley, so there shouldn't be an issue with him on the smaller circuit.
No, definitely, yeah, and Gorgeous Vitality was impressive, like when he won last time. So, Lucky Archangel, just the draw put me off him, but the rest, I've got them all in. I think they're all good chances.
John Size has got a couple more runners, Paul, but there might be a winner or 2 in there, isn't there?
Well, Shining Fortune was a really good run from him, and he keeps improving. Escape Route's won recently. Penghai Galaxy's been working really well going into this race as well. So I think those 3 in particular are good chances. Doctor Winning will get back from his draw.
Poor old Shining Fortune's drawn 12, so that's against him, but if he can overcome 12, he's certainly working towards his first win, and yeah, I don't mind Penghai Galaxy either, 3rd up.
All right, well, he trains CrossFit as well. Let's have a look at him here at Happy Valley. His wins now, Mark, have come at Sha Tin so far, but he's he's right there, isn't he? Just doesn't manage to get the win here. Viva Hunter's the other one here, but he's a long way back on this occasion. So if he jumps better, he'll find himself in a better spot than that next time.
Yeah, as Paul said, he's got an excuse in this race, Viva Hunter. But Crossford, he has won twice over the 1600 at Shah 10 and just the 2 goes here at Happy Valley. He was right on the cusp of going on top from the inside draw, Paul, but in the end, just thought Viva Hunter might shade him at the end as long as he jumps better.
Yeah, look, it wasn't a bad run. I mean, he's run a 5th and a 6th, and hasn't been too far away at Happy Valley. So I don't think you can say he's a horse that doesn't like Happy Valley.
All right. Now, you need to keep your eyes peeled for this one, Paul. We've got Maldives we're looking at here. He's not going to get a clear run. He's going to finish 6th eventually. The horse in front of him is Smoothies, who's going to drop back out through this as well. So keep your eyes on the top and bottom of the screen to get the different angles. But Maldives unlucky.
Yeah, plenty of horses there, isn't there? Smoothies, they rode him closer. Didn't work. He drops out. So the one we're focusing on is Maldives. Maldives has had a few tricks in his past, but he's been consistent recently. And he did thread his way through the field here. But the gap was there for him at this stage, and he managed to get through it. Yeah, I mean, you can see him finishing off strongly. He had plenty of room. Look, he didn't quite get it in, just having to carry the big weight with barrier 9.
You love the split screen, don't you?
No.
Yeah, 133 pounds. Just put me off in the end and went with a few of the lighter weighter ones, considering Maldives has 133 pounds and Crossford, the 2, only carries 128.
All right, what about Nimble Nimbus, Mark, then? Up in class, 118 pounds. This was a soft track, mind you, but 5 lengths he put on them.
He's bolted up this night. I guess the wet track was a factor, and with the weather around Hong Kong at the moment, we could get rain again. This was in class 4 though, Paul. He comes up with 118 on his back. As good as he was, I just want to see him do it again, upper grade.
Yeah, well, he hasn't been in this class before, so there's that query over that. But look, it was a strong win. He might have been slightly flattered by the track, but I've still included him though, because prior to that he'd been going pretty consistently as well.
OK, that was Lyle Hewitson riding that night. He's out through suspension. Last one we're going to have a look at, Paul, another horse coming up in class, that's Win Win Fighter. Yeah,
and I thought it was a good run from Win Win Fighter as well. This was his first win. He'd sort of been leading up to this win, and you can see him coming down the outside, and once he got to the front, he did run away for quite a nice win. He's up in grade now. Karis Teaton will jump aboard. Blake Shin rode him on this occasion. So that was his first win from his 12 starts. He was on the cusp for me, didn't quite make it in though.
He comes back up in grade. He's had 7 starts in class 3, yet to hit the board, but he comes back up in grade full of confidence. Just misses out.
Yeah, Blake again out through suspension on Wednesday night. Probably would have struggled at the 117 anyway. What do we like then, Paul? Crossford 3.8. We talked about the draw. He's drawn barrier 1.
Yeah, he has drawn well. Look, I didn't quite get him in actually. I went with On Point. I just thought On Point has gone really well this season. He's a 3-time winner. And coming to Happy Valley, I just think he's a horse that's going to be suited. Viva Hunter, he clear excuses last time. Prior to that, he was very consistent around the valley. Nimble Nimbus on that strong win. I put Gift of Lifeline just in front of Crossford because I just like the way he finished off behind My Ecstatic last time. He looks like he's coming into a bit of form and he's quite well rated. 3, 4, 8 and 5.
Viva Hunter, if he jumps, that is the key. If he can work across up outside of On Point, he's going to be up on the speed for a long way. So, in fact, Nimble Nimbus. So, for Viva Hunter goes on top here on the win 2 starts ago where he beat Game Player Times and he was racing so well prior to that. Also, Crossford in front of On Point because he's drawn barrier 1. We saw the stats for gates 1 and 2 over the 1650 C+3 course in part 1. Ran 5th behind Loyal Baby. She's going to follow the rail and it always opens up on the C+3. 3 On Point, very consistent horse, Zach Perkin for Frankie Law. And through the 9 in Win Win Fighter in the end, was down to him on Maldives. In the end, it did settle for Win Win Fighter off that last start win beating Jolly Honour. And he did race away to score. So 4, 2, 3 and 9 for race 9.
8 and 3, I've gone in the last. Nimble Nimbus up in class. Let's hope he can do it again. And On Point as well. I think he's a big player. Very even con. If you're wondering who's drawn barrier 2, we're talking about the inside. Well, that's the Hulk. He drew barrier 2. Casper Founds and Alfie Chan. All right, 9 races on the programme. Paul, who are the winners?
I quite like Red Impact in race 1. He's got blinkers on for the first time. I think he can run pretty well. Shanghai Power, another one that goes to the front. It's a good place to be on the C+3 course sometimes as well. He's a 2-time winner in the Class 5 as well. E-Legend has been going well. They did put him quite forward to the pace, and I don't really think it worked for them last time. So from barrier 8, I think they'll take a sit with E-Legend as well. I thought Vamos was another one who was a good chance. He's run pretty well around the valley. Pleasant Endeavour also runs well around the valley. And a horse called Rising from Ashes, another one drawn barrier number 1. I quite like him. He's only had the 5 starts and been placed on his last 2, and I think from that inside draw he's ready to win as well.
All right, and again, as always, hkjc.com, the audio video section for each and every preview of those races. Who was the best out of that lot?
Rising with Ashes, Joe Moreira from barrier number 1, just on that with that draw. I think he can get right in behind the pace. Only had the 5 starts, and his best 2 runs have been his last 2. So he keeps improving. Rising from Ashes is my best in race 8, and we'll make the each way play there in Prime Minister. Race 6, number 1, Prime Minister. He has to carry the weight, but look, I think they'll ride him quieter, even though he's got barrier number 1, and it really worked 2 starts ago, and that trial was pretty good. Nice soft trial for him. So the play will do the play in race number 8, which is Pinghai Galaxy, Rising from Ashes, and Super Mission, who's gone well at Happy Valley. So QQP 3, 9 and 11.
Nearly fine. Joe Moreira and Casper Founds coming back to the 1650 metres, drawn perfectly in barrier number 2. He's just going to get a great trip throughout. Gone the long shot, race 5, number 10, Take What You Need. Of his last 4 starts, he has a win and a second on top of the ground. The only 2 times he did fail, it was rain affected. So may the rain stay away for Take What You Need. And we'll go the play in Nearly Fine's race as well. And I've got him around at QQP.
Best bet for me, we'll try and get it early here, and that is Red Impact. David Hayes and Vincent Ho combined. Blinkers on for the first time. Second 2 starts back, 4th last time out. They can get the cash here. And Infinity Win, this is an interesting one. So he's down to 1,000 metres. Last 2 starts over the 14. He's actually beaten favourite last time out, so he's not going to be a massive prize. But I think we'll hopefully get an each way shout about him. Luke Curry again for David Hayes, a Hayes double. Gorgeous Vitality, Sergeant Pepper and Infinity Win around a QQP there in race number 7. That's Happy Valley then for Wednesday night, Mark. Always a competitive night's action before we head back to Shah 10 on the weekend.
We do. Mixed track meeting again. We've got Lucky Swainess sitting across to Shah 10. Lucky with you, Navas 2 and a few other promising types in that race, Paul.
Yeah, the Golden Scenery, he went really well last time, so he's back to some form. Look forward to seeing him.
All right, there you go. That's the weekend. That's the show, though. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we're counting your company at Happy Valley on Wednesday night. We will be racing to win.